In the war in Ukraine, the political and informational battlefields are very far from what is happening on the ground. Informational confrontation between the warring sides has a crucial role as, among other things, Russians and Ukrainians are considered fraternal peoples. At the same time, political statements that gain great importance in the absence of a negotiation process have little to do with what is really happening on the battlefield. Despite numerous claims about the beginning of the second phase of military operations in the Ukraine, the Russian Ministry of Defense has not made any statements about it. Obviously, the major battle for Donbass is inevitable in the near future. However, the military developments confirm that as for today, there is no massive offensive by Russian troops. Most recently, Russian forces have increased strikes on Ukrainian military facilities. Heavy artillery battles continue. At the moment, it is likely a stage of Russian offensive reconnaissance in the Donbass region. Russia has launched small offensive operations on the eve of a larger-scale offensive. Near Izium, Russian troops are attempting to break through the Ukrainian defense towards Slavyansk and Kramatorsk, as well as in the direction of Babenkovo. Battles were reported in the area of Novaya Dmitrievka in the direction of Babenkovo and Dolgenkoe, located on the road to Slavyansk. The armed forces of the Ukraine attempt to counterattack in the region, but no success has been reported so far. On April 19th, the main gain of LPR forces was the taking control of the village of Kremenaya and an advance toward the town of Liman from the northeast. However, the mop-up operations continue in the area, and the rear has yet to be secured. To the northeast of Izium, the front lines were pushed towards Pesky Radkovstie. Fighting continues in the south of Rubezhnoye and in the suburbs of Severodonetsk. No progress by any side was reported in Popasnaya. On the Donetsk front lines, no advances have been reported so far. In the south of the Donbass region, in the area of Velikaya Novoselka, Russian troops have reportedly blocked the village from the west and entered the village of Remyovka, located on the outskirts of the town. However, the claims are yet to be confirmed and fighting continues in the area. The city of Mariupol remains the main hotspot of the Ukraine war. Amid the recent successes in the city, the major assault on the Azovstal plant is interrupted by the ceasefire regime proclaimed by the Russian side. On April 19th, Azov fighters did not use their chance to leave the facilities, or at least to let civilians go out of the basements. Pause in hostilities only allowed evacuating 140 civilians from the buildings located near the plant. There are more civilians left in the area. As a result, the Russian Ministry of Defense announced another ceasefire on April 20th, postponing the major assault on the Azovstal plant. There are still doubts as to whether there are thousands of civilians held hostage in the basements of the Azovstal. The Russian military are making their best efforts to reduce the risk of civilian casualties, which have political aims as well. Unfortunately, it seems that the Azov militants and the Kiev regime have different goals. Kiev may only profit in case if the whole Azovstal is destroyed together with the remaining nationalists and probably civilians inside. Then the Kiev regime could follow its propaganda campaign based on the lies about the inhumane tactics of the Russian invaders. At the same time, such Russian concessions are always perceived as weakness by the Kiev regime and a chance to inflict damage to the Russian troops on the battlefields. While diplomatic efforts are stalling, a kind of diplomacy is moving onto the battlefield and can play a decisive role on the ground.